The action thriller flick Sisu was definitely a real intense thrill ride for a historical action thriller. And not so long ago, I just saw its sequel released late last year in Sisu Road to Revenge. But is it anywhere as good as its predecessor? Or is this one due to be taken down real hard by a bunch of, well, whatever can be thrown at our main hero, or should I say protagonist of this, like bomber planes, tanks, and what have you, considering he got through a lot of those last time? Find out in this spoiler free review right now.
This is Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews.
So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome again to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. I'm the Big D, and this time around, I bring to you a spoiler free review of the 2025 action flick Sisu Road to Revenge, or Sisu 2, released by Screen Gems along with Stage 6 Films here in the US and by SF Film Finland. The film was originally made its premiere at Fantastic Fest on September 21st of last year. And then the following month, it got released in Finland on October 22nd, and a month later, it was released in the US. Now then, unlike the first film, which was set in Lapland, the filming took place in Estonia. And this time around, Atami Korpi, who is once again played by Jorma Tommila, is about to do something really incredible. He dismantles his old family house, loads it on a truck, and is determined to rebuild it somewhere safe in their honor. But the man who killed his family comes back hell bent on finishing the job as well as to save his own skin. And the antagonist's aim is to kill the legendary ex-soldier protagonist by any means necessary. Now, of course, this was once again directed by Jalmari Helander, who also wrote the film's story. While it didn't quite make as much as its predecessor, it came close, but still did decent enough and got good yeah, but still got good reviews though. If you haven't seen my review of that, I would advise you to watch my review of Sisu, the first film, before you go into this one by clicking on that card right there so you can check that out in case you might have missed it or if you would like to see it again. Okay, on with the story. Now, of course, with most of my spoiler-free reviews, I'm only going to give you most of this, just a little bit of the story. In 1946, Finland had ceded the territory of Karelia to the Soviet Union as part of the peace treaty in the aftermath of World War II. After his gold discovery in Lapland, Finnish ex-commando Atami Korpi, the man who refuses to die, crosses the border into Karelia, where his family was brutally murdered during the war. He dismantles this house, loads it on a truck, and is determined to rebuild it somewhere safe in their honor. When the Soviet authorities learn of Atami's arrival on their soil, KGB agents release Yegor Dragunov, the man who killed his family, from a prison in Siberia with the promise of a pardon and a rich reward if he avenges Atami's mass slaughter of Red Army troops in the Winter War. As Tommy travels west towards the Finnish border, Dragunov intercepts him with a small squad of men. He kills the soldiers but spares Dragunov, ignorant of his role in the deaths of his loved ones. Dragunov then sends motor units and Ilyushin to Bark attack aircraft in pursuit. Tommy bails his way through the Soviet soldiers, but a bomber ultimately drives him and his truck off of a cliff into the ocean. But he recovers the remains of his home and converts the logs into a makeshift raft and sails back to shore, where he stumbles upon a derelict tank. He uses a pile of dynamite to catapult the tank over a Soviet border checkpoint, but the tank is destroyed and Tommy is severely injured. He buries a knife blade in his wounded flesh before being captured by Dragunov and is put on a train bound for Siberia. Now, of course, that's all I'm going to give to you. If you want to know the rest of the story, you must watch this movie. Well, it may not have made it quite have made as much as its predecessor. It made $9 million on its $12.2 million budget. But nevertheless, I found the film to be pretty darn awesome. I found this to be just as awesome as its predecessor. It was eventually a good one. Definitely. Anyway, Rotten Tomatoes has this S score of 93%. Unfortunately, which is 1% less than its predecessor, but nevertheless, reviews were still good. They say the film consistently and creatively kills the competition. I couldn't agree more. Metacritic has a score 76, and audiences polled by CinemaScore gave this an average grade of a B, while those surveyed by PostTrack gave this an average 4.5 out of 5 stars. Definitely. Like its predecessor, it went on to win the Best International Film Award at this year's Saturn Awards. Which that was pretty cool. Now another award, another revenge, well not revenge, but oh dear, I'm getting too sidetracked. Reviews. Upon its release at Fantastic Fest, critic Raphael Mullenmeyer praised the film in his review, comparing the film's fast-paced action to Mad Max Fury Road and calling it the best sequel since John Wick Chapter 4. Mike McCahill of The Guardian describes the film as punchy old school stunt work and inventive baddie splattering with a simple plot. And also adds that, like his protagonist, Hellender holds on to the essential torches the rest and goes harder and faster for it. Brandon Yu from the New York Times described the film as blood splattered inanity, which becomes a delirium of popcorn fun. What can I say? I couldn't agree more. I really loved this one. This was just as good as its predecessor. I mean, with more good bloody bits and what have you. Sure, it kind of had a bit of a slowdown on some things, but that really didn't deduct much from me, though, for my score. The direction Jamari Hellender was absolutely very good. His story was really good too, so I gotta give him credit for that. The score was done by the same two composers, which I can't pronounce their names, but again, they did a pretty good job on that as well. But anyway, this was so awesome, especially the final battle on the train. That was pretty awesome. But I'm not telling you about that because that would have ruined everything. Now, for the cast, we have Jorma Tommila once again reprising his role as Atami Corpi. And like last time, he does an exceptionally good job. Playing Yegor Dragunov is Stephen Lang, who most people would know best as Miles from Avatar. Yes. And of course, he was also the blind man from Don't Breathe and its sequel. Yes. Well, I should have said Miles from the Avatar franchise. He's been in lots of other films too. And playing the KGB officer who sends Dragunov to capture Corpi is Richard Brake, who had appeared in films like Batman Begins, Doom, and Hannibal Rising, and Barbarian. He's also been a collaborator with Rob Zombie, appearing in Zombies Halloween 2, 31, 3 from Hell, and The Munsters. Yes. So anyway, yes. And more recently, he had done the Three Strangers films for Lionsgate, which I haven't seen, and I'm not sure if I really want to. I know those films got a bad rap and what have you. But anyway, so the cast is actually pretty good. And there's lots of others and what have you. Tommy Corpella as the leader of the Finnish men who help Tommy, but I'm not going to tell you about what they do though. Caspar Velberg as a Russian fighter pilot, and many more. So anyway, Sisu Road to Revenge. It's pretty awesome. If you like the first film, I know you're going to enjoy this one. This film is currently available on physical media and is also available to stream exclusively on Netflix. So that's where I saw it. And boy, again, I gotta say, this was a good film. I liked it just as much as the first one. So it's tough to decide which one's good. They're both good for obvious reasons. You know what I'm saying? The intense violent scenes, the bloody goriness, the main protagonist and actor who plays them, same director and writer, etc., 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 etc. So again, if you like the first Sisu, then I think you're gonna love this one. Well, according to the future of this, Helner has not directly said where he intends to direct the third one because he considers this film as a good conclusion to the story, although he does not completely rule out the possibility of a sequel. According to him, he says, if someone ever says that you will get this much money if you make a third, then I may consider it. And Tommila hinted that if he were invited to play a Tommy in the third film, he would go along as long as he still had enough strength to do so. So we'll see what happens. In the meantime, check this film out. For my score, I'm giving Sisu Road to Revenge 5 stars, which will mean on a scale of 1 to 10, it gets, you guessed it, a 10. So what did you think of Sisu Road to Revenge? Tell me in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel, and you know the rest. Join me next time for my Saturday morning TV log on Pinky and the Brain. So if you like this, check out my reviews for these other films. Here's the 2 films that one reviewer the reviews compared this to. In the upper left hand corner, you can check out my review of Mad Max Fury Road. Or the upper right hand corner, you can check out my review of John Wick Chapter 4, which is a spoiler free review. Or if you would like maybe be something else with Stephen Lang, check out my review of Don't Breathe in the bottom left hand corner where he plays the blind man. And the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe if you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc. Then I'm your guide. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.